Okay, so the very first day I get in, they're messing, in Shepherd Pratt, they're messing with my room. They changed my blanket while I was gone, and they had like gotten me out of eyesight of my room. I know that they're like on some stuff. Like they're asking me weird questions. They're asking me about like my spirituality. The nurses are. It's weird. So I'm just praying. I'm like, all right, just stay very, very calm. My 9-year-old son is with the man he just disclosed is essaying him. So can you imagine where my mind is to know that I don't know where my son is. I know he got given back to his abuser, and I can't talk to him and I can't see him, and his abuser knows he told on him, and like I was trying to send him to prison. I'm like, my son might not even be alive when I get out of here. I have no idea, and I can't even cry. I can't be sad because if I am, I'm in a mental hospital and they're like, she's depressed, she's this, she's suicidal, she's all these things. So like I just had to pray and like ask God to give me like peace the whole entire time. And he did, thank God. So weird things are happening all the time. So like literally at night they do room checks because I'm in a mental hospital. So like they check like every hour. But here's the thing. Remember I said there's like a bunch of African nurses. I would hear them outside of my room. It sounds crazy. I would hear them literally like chanting and saying crazy stuff. And then they would like open the door, look at me, and then close it. And then one of the nights that I'm in there, like they're doing this all 3 of the nights. Like they're in front of my door, like saying like chants and stuff. And then like checking and like I'm still in fine. And one time like it was one of the other nurses, she was like she kept coming to my room. And I'm like, why do you keep coming in here to check on me? You are in here a lot. And she's like, they told me I have to come check on you every 15 minutes. I'm like, they're doing something. They're putting like some kind of spell on me or something. And they're trying to see if it worked. Because I'm the only one they're checking on every 15 minutes. I'm not doing anything. Why? What is happening? And even one of the nights that I'm like hearing them like chanting, I had like a dream and I'm sleeping and I literally felt my body like sleep paralysis. I felt my body completely like stiffen up and like tense up and I could not move. And I felt like something just taking over my body. But then I swear in a stream, it was the hand of God just like came over me and my body just like released, all the tension released. And this is like while they're chanting outside of my room and stuff. So I'm like, they are literally like trying to put spells on me in this hospital. And then remember I said like it's a bunch of African nurses, and I mean there's nothing like, I'm not saying anything about Africans, but here's what's crazy is that they keep trying to like give me medicine. I'm like, for what? I don't have it. Like I don't need medicine for anything. And they can't like think of anything. So like, fine. Don't you want medicine though? You should get medicine. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take medicine. Stop. And they're like trying to take my blood, and I'm like, I don't want y'all sticking me with any needles. And one of the nurses, I look, it's a black lady. She's in my room trying to take my blood. Her ID badge is a white blonde-headed woman. Like, that's not her ID badge. And she like sees me looking, she turns it like so you can only see the back, not her picture. And then I start paying attention, and a bunch of those nurses were like that, where their ID badge was somebody completely different race, everything, than who they were in real life. And then like they would see me because like I finally like came out of my room and like would go to like the common areas, and they would see me like looking at their badges, and they would turn them back, them backwards so you couldn't see the picture. And I'm like, there's something weird going on here. Like this is not a normal hospital. And there was other people there who I'm like, they shouldn't be here. Like one lady was like, I couldn't sleep, and my husband told me I should come here to get like sleep medicine or something. And she had been there for like a month. And she was fine. And she would just say stuff that I'm noticing, but I can't say because if I say it, they're going to do me like her because they're giving her shots of stuff. Every time she's like, no, y'all are doing weird stuff. They would be like, nope, you're getting a shot. You're acting crazy. I'm like, she's not acting crazy. What she's saying is valid because things that you're doing are weird. But if she speaks on it, you shut her up. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. I don't have money. But because I haven't gotten paid yet, but I know that I have like checks coming, so I'm like, I'm just gonna get a lawyer to like tell them all that's happened to me and get help. But every single time I try to use the phone, there's community phones. Every time I walk over to the phones, out of nowhere they're like, oh, we're shutting down all the phones. It's activity time. Every single time. And I remember one of the times somebody was like, we never even have activity time. Why are y'all doing this right now? Every time I tried to use the phone, every single time. I'm like, this is weird. Because they'd give me like a list of lawyers that I could call. I was like, this is weird. They don't want me making calls. And then I like wasn't eating the food because I'm like, witchcraft. Like, I know if you eat that food, So I'm just like, I'm going to call this a fast right now. I got 3 days. I'm praying literally day and night for peace, for protection. I'm okay. I know that they are doing something to me. I know they're trying to at least because they keep checking and they keep standing outside my room chanting at night, thinking I don't hear them. And so then they start yelling at me like, you have to eat. I'm like, crap, if I don't eat, they're going to use that as an excuse to hold me and say that I'm doing something crazy. So finally, I'm like, okay, I'll eat. And I'm like, fine, just bring me food. And the nurse, one of the ones who was like, would be outside my room chanting at night, she had brought food and a drink to my room. And then, no, she brought the food to my room. She's like, oh, my hands are full and you need to come get your own drink. I don't want to make 2 trips. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but okay. Because like your job is to walk room to room to hand out food and drinks. But okay. So I follow her and there's a drink there and she's like, oh, well, no, you waited too long. Like, I'm going to get you a fresh drink. I'm going to get you a cold one. And somebody told me like not to touch, or no, I think I'm holding this drink, but as I'm holding like the little cup, my fingers start to like tingle and feel weird. And she's like, I'm gonna get you another one. And she goes and gets me another drink. She's like, I want you to have like a colder drink. And I'm like, no, it's good. I'm good. And she's like, no, you need a colder drink. And I already know because my fingers feel weird. So like literally I put that drink down. So like I can't touch it because something's on it. And then she's like, no, it's colder. Feel it. I need you to feel it. Feel this cup. She keeps saying, she said it like 5 times. Just feel the cup so you can see how cold it is. Just feel it. And I'm like, I'm good. I promise you, like, I don't need a super cold drink. I'm good. So I leave and she looks like kind of annoyed that I don't feel this cup to see how cold it is. And also, so there's a psychiatrist there that we have to meet with like every so often because we're in a mental hospital, right? And this is, again, I'm like, y'all are weird because this psychiatrist keeps telling me I'm paranoid and delusional. I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, well, your family said you are. And I'm like, I don't talk to my family. The last time I talked to my mom, it is the very end of May. It's like May 29th at this point. Last time I talked to my mom was March when I went to get my stuff from their house. She texted me and like said the meanest stuff to me. I'll post the text. I think I have it. She hopes that I lose my kids, saying I abandoned my kids. This is after I'd gone into hiding because somebody came to my home with the GUN. She hopes I lose my kids. I abandoned my kids because I'd gone into hiding to save my life. I need to pay the mortgage that on the house that Rob was living in. She's like, you better pay that mortgage. Like, I'm not paying that mortgage. And I already saw you and Rob's weird financial, like, bank account text. Y'all handle it. And then I had to block her. And she's like, oh, we begged you. We sent you all these texts begging you to pay the mortgage and you wouldn't pay it and you're gonna lose the house that your kids have been living in. You're a horrible mom for doing that. And I'm like, okay. And you also just told yourself, because if you guys are gonna say that y'all like sent me these texts that you never sent, you had my phone, you had my work phone. I only had my personal phone. So I'm sure, because I've never turned this phone back on, because they had it for like 2 months or 3 months. They absolutely were sending themselves messages and, or, you know, whatever, pretending to be me or pretending to send messages to me. Like, I already know what y'all were doing. And you just told on yourself by saying that we had these conversations that we never said, that we never had, and you had my phone. Yeah, okay. That's why I never turned on my phone, because I already knew. So this psychiatrist keeps saying, you're paranoid and delusional. I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, your parents said you are. And I'm like, I don't talk to them. And here's the thing. Even when I was in the emergency room before I got taken to Shepherd Pratt and at Shepherd Pratt, I'm under the care of a therapist. I'm seeing a therapist named Sherry at Center for Abused Persons in Waldorf, Maryland. And I'm like, call Sherry. Call my therapist. Why are you asking? And how did you get in contact with my family? Because I don't talk to them. When I got here, they asked me, like, did I want to be, like, listed on the directory? And I'm like, no, I don't want anybody to know I'm here. How are you in contact? Why are you in contact with my family who I don't talk to and haven't talked to in 3 months at this point? And they're saying that I'm crazy, but you haven't, as a medical mental health professional, have not talked to the mental health professional that I gave you their information. You're relying on a psychotic mother of mine. That doesn't make sense. Oh, and by the way, I had just lived in a shelter for 2 months. So he's like, didn't you, like, wasn't your house a mess? Because remember, like, when I was moving, my mom had taken pictures. I'm like, that was in January. This is almost June. What are you talking about? Did you talk to, because I even told him, like, I've been living in a shelter to stay safe. Why wouldn't you talk to my, like, case manager there? Because I talk to her all the time. She could tell you if I was acting crazy, if I was acting like I was going to harm anybody. Why are you talking to them? How are you talking to them? How do they know I'm here? None of this makes sense, right? So I'm like, Shepherd Pratt, y'all got something weird going on, but I can't speak on it while I'm here, or you're going to keep me here forever, just like this poor woman who came to get sleeping medicine and has been here for a month now. Whenever she opens her mouth and says the truth that y'all are doing weird stuff to us, y'all run and give her a shot. Oh, and by the way, one time when you got nurses that have different people on their ID badge, and one time one of the ladies, I'm in the common room, one of the ladies who is about to get her blood taken, the male nurse who's gonna take her blood is like, no, we have to go back to your room for me to do it. There's too many cameras out here. If this is legit, why does it matter if there's a camera? Oh, y'all are on something weird. Y'all, this is not right. And the psychiatrist literally keeps, and I can tell he's getting like frustrated because he's like, you seem very intelligent. Like every day he's trying to get me to say like, oh, I'm paranoid and delusional, and like trying to poke holes in what I'm saying. And then like each day he's like, you're really intelligent. Maybe you're not fully paranoid. He's like literally suggesting all these different like diagnoses that he can give me that aren't real. And he's like, maybe you're not like actually paranoid and delusional. There is like this disorder where you're totally fine normally, but then in one area you're paranoid and delusional. So maybe the one area you're paranoid and delusional is like about your family and your husband and stuff. I'm like, no, none of this is real. Stop. But I got saved because remember, I'm trying to call lawyers. Every time I try to call a lawyer, they shut the phone off. I can't, and it's not like I know anybody to call outside of like a lawyer. So I'm like, I can't talk to anybody. I don't know what's going on. thank God one day, so there's like a pro bono lawyer who talks to all the people who are in the mental hospital before they go see the judge. And my pro bono lawyer, like one of the nurses comes and is like, hey, the pro bono lawyer is like having Zoom calls with everybody. Do you want to have a Zoom call? I'm like, yes. So I talked to her literally 3 minutes in. She's like, you're not supposed to be here. Why are you here? And then she reads the petition, because I never even got to see the petition. I don't know who petitioned me to be put in the hospital. She reads the petition and is like, okay, Robert Hester. What? So you're telling me I've had a restraining order against this man for 2-3 months. We haven't had any communication, because if I would have talked to him, he has a restraining order on me too. He would have gotten me arrested. He has, like, we don't talk. And she reads the petition. She's like, yeah, he said that you were talking crazy and you were saying somebody's trying to hurt you and you need to get put on a 72-hour hold. And she's like, I'm like, I have a restraining order on him. He is an abuser. I left him. That's my ex-husband. She's like, no judge should have looked at this and ever even granted this petition, because it's crazy. Like, what he wrote on this doesn't even make sense. So she, like, 3 minutes in is like, you should not be here. I'm like, I know. And she's like, okay, yeah, like, this is very common, unfortunately. You know, Maryland's ex parte when it comes to, like, doing the 72-hour hold, which means that the person who is the subject of the hold doesn't have to be in court. So literally anybody could just go to court because they're mad at you and say that you're acting crazy, and a judge will never talk to you, never meet you, and just sign off on it and say, we believe you. And she's like, it gets abused all the time by people like your husband, even though I'm like, the same court he went to is the court who gave me a protective order. So they should have at least been like, hey, how is she talking crazy when y'all don't talk? And y'all haven't talked in 3 months by court order. Come on. So I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So she's like, look, I'm getting you out of here. She's like, I think she'd already could like see the psychiatrist notes or something. So she's like, I'm going to talk to the psychiatrist and I'm going to tell him that you're not supposed to be here. If he doesn't let you go, then I'm going to go to court with you and I'm going to tell that they have you locked up in here and you're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, thank you. And just like that, the very next day I get released. Remember how I told you the first time, like, I had to go to court, and you were supposed to usually have to go to court when you're put on a 72-hour hold. Like, this was so egregious and so, like, dead wrong. I didn't even have to go to court to get out. They were just like, so she talks to the psychiatrist who admits, like, there's nothing wrong with her. And they let me out without even going to court. And they're like, I was never supposed to be there. I even actually, like, after I got out, I had reached out to Dora again, just like, thank you for getting me out. But also because you were the person who, like, talked to the psychiatrist. I talked to you while I was in the mental hospital. If I ever, like, want to tell my story and I need, like, somebody to vouch for me, like, can you just write what, like, letter of, like, what happened? So she did, and I'm going to show you guys that letter.